Welcome to the All About Cars of the fourth episode, and today I'm going to talk about Tata Buzzard, which is one of the three major reveals at Tata's 2019 Geneva Motor Show, which stood was almost the production-ready version of the H7 prototype. Essentially, it is an extended version of the Tata Harrier by 63 mm, and for sure it will get two additional seats, giving it an arsenal to take on the Mahindra XV500. But in the width wise, it took the lead with the Toyota Fortuner, and also it will be set to replace the Hexa as the flagship SUV in the company's lineup. And one of the things that I've been noticed in the Tata Buzzard is the Tata Buzzard looks like the Harrier but has a subtle cosmetic updates to help it stand out. And also the most obvious difference is that has given up for the some of the sportier touches for a more classier look. And of course, where I've seen in the Geneva Motor Show, Tata Buzzard have a lighter colored grille and the chrome instead of the Tata which Harrier, which have a very subtle dark, and the chrome surround around the headlamps make the Tata Buzzard feel more stately than sporty. It might make it more appealing for those who are looking for a large SUV of a family kind. And sure, if you look Tata Buzzard and Tata Harrier side by side from the front itself, they'll both look so similar, but you have to still have to look for the details to differentiate between the two if you look at them head on. But from the back, they look slight different because the floating roof is absent in the Tata Buzzard, whereas in the Tata Harrier we have a floating roof, and the floating roof is been taken off because it is an 8-seater version. So the changes were being included where a large rear quarter panel, the flatter bottled, the extra overhang after the rear wheel, the chrome inserts on the window line and the roof rails. Whereas many people were disappointed on the alloys of the Tata Harrier, but in the roof rails actually hide the fact that there is a bulge in the roof line to free up headroom for the second and third row passengers. But the alloys will be changed in the Tata Buzzard, making sure the every person's satisfaction. Whereas the rear design is mellowed down as compared to the Harrier with sharper tail lamps and the conventional bumper, whereas the rest of the cabin is more or less the same as the Harrier. And coming to the top things that I've been took from the Buzzard is that it will be not called the Buzzard. The most important thing is the fact that it won't be called the same in India as shown in the Geneva Motor. The Tata has stated that the name Buzzard has been used for the Geneva Motor Show itself and will not necessarily be called this in India. And that's for sure as they said itself. So to let you know, the word buzzard is the name given to a large bird of prey. It is possibly that Tata will continue using the name for the European markets, but not in India. The company also revealed that Harrier will be called as a Buzzard Sport in the European market itself. And by taking some of the sources, it can be coming at the end of 2019. And as we mentioned earlier too, this is still some time before the Buzzard finally gets launched here officially. Whereas at the Geneva Motor Show, the Tata showcased 4 other vehicles too. Buzzard, which is included already, and Ultros premium hatchback, Ultros EV, and the H2X concept, and the Buzzard Sport also. The Buzzard will be launched after Tata launches the Ultros hatchback, and the expected timeline of Buzzard launch for now is 2019, and or better to say during the festive season, whereas in 2020. Whereas in the most of the fact, I especially like at that price point of this time, the length, width and the height they were giving by the Tata is very incredible, and to be say frankly, it is the best thing that they are doing for now, and I hope it will continue for the future too. And coming between the Harrier and Buzzard itself, they have same wheelbase and width as well. The Buzzard will have two extra seats than the Harrier, and to achieve that, the company has made it bigger dimensionally. So the Tata Buzzard measures 4661 mm in length, where in width wise it is 1894 mm, and in height wise it is 1786, and it has a wheelbase of 2741 mm. This translates into the Buzzard being 80 mm taller, 63 mm longer than the Harrier. Whereas in the width and the wheelbase, these both SUVs remain the same. But unlike the Harrier, which has a sloping roof, the Buzzard has a proper SUV-like squared roofline in order to add headroom space for the third row passengers. But should be seen the 7-seater version, the extra 2 seats which were given in the third row, are they comfortable? It should be said after the release of this car. And the other thing that I've been noticed and been given information by so many sources, that it will be more powerful than the Harrier's engine, but the engine wise they both are having a Cryotic cutting edge 2.0 liter diesel engine. Now since the Buzzard is bigger and heavier, it needs a more power, the bhp itself, so it will naturally be more powerful than the latter. So it will be producing about 170 bhp of power as compared to the Harrier, which will be giving a 138 bhp on the Harrier. Whereas the Tata Buzzard will also get the 6-speed manual from the Harrier and the option of the Hyundai sourced 6-speed torque converter automatic transmission, which will be later be made available on the Harrier as well. And also being said by the sources itself, it may be offered with a petrol engine. Whereas the report suggests that the Tata is developing a 1.6 liter turbocharged petrol engine that will power the Harrier in the future. Since both the Buzzard and Harrier share the same platform and various other bits, the Buzzard will also get the new petrol engine sometime after its launch. The new petrol until unit will be BS6 ready and will have a power outputs the range of 120 bhp to 140 bhp maybe, depending on the tuning state itself what they give. On the development of the new engine, it is said that Tata picked up the existing 1.2 liter Revetron engine, which we actually heard in the Tata Zest, and added some bore and stroke along with the adding a new cylinder to it. It will also be the first Tata petrol engine to implement direct injection rather than a multi-point fuel injection technology. And also it's wider than the Tata Fortuner, as I said, because Tata Fortuner measures 4795 mm in length, whereas in width wise it is 1855 mm and height wise it is 1835 mm. So a Buzzard will have a width of 1894 mm, and for sure it will be wider than the Toyota Fortuner. Has been already the Tata people were confirmed at the release of the Harrier. When we asked about the 4x4 option, they actually said that it wouldn't come because already we have given and coming to the next topic in my video is the comparison test, which will be between XUV500 and the Tata Buzzard. As it is showcased in the Geneva Motor Show itself, while we can offer you a clear picture of what the new model has on offer once we have driven this vehicle in a few months from now. So we have compared the specifications of the two rivals in the Tata Buzzard versus Mahindra XUV500, and it is not much as a comparison because Tata Buzzard is the new modern vehicle and the Mahindra XUV500 has been become so many years, and we can see its difference. But Mahindra XUV500 will be confirming our new facelift for the XUV500 itself. but these two will be the strongest competitors of all in the price segment itself. So coming to the comparison of the price itself, uh, Tata Buzzard will be offering a 13.5 to maybe a 20 lakh you can expect in the ex-showroom price, whereas the Mahindra XUV500 having a rupees a 12.72 to 19.48 ex-showroom New Delhi, and this will be revealed only at the time of its launch. So the Harrier's pricing is anything to go by. We can expect the company to pull a surprise by pricing its new model aggressively. We cannot be expecting now itself, and the guess is that the new vehicle will cost roughly rupees 75,000 to 80,000 more than the Harrier, which retails in a price of rupees 12.69 to 16.25 of the Harrier itself. As the 5-seater SUV already undercuts the prices of the XUV by a huge margin, even its 7-seater version should hold a price advantage over the Mahindra rival. The only little advantage that the XUV could still hold over the Buzzard would be due to the aggressive pricing of the bare basic W5 version. Whereas in the engine performances, the engine that gives by the Tata Buzzard will be 2.0 liter turbocharged diesel, whereas in the Mahindra XUV500 it will be offering a 2.2 liter turbocharged diesel and 2.2 liter petrol too. So the Mahindra will be offering a maximum power of 155 HP in the diesel engine, whereas in 140 HP in the petrol. But in the Tata Buzzard, it will be sure that it will give a 170 HP and it will be tuned by soon. And the peak torque of the Tata Buzzard will be offering 350 Nm, whereas in the Mahindra XUV500 of 360 Nm in diesel and 320 Nm of petrol. The transmission wise, it will be offering a 6-speed manual and 6-speed automatic in the both Mahindra and Tata. And the only advantage it holds over the Buzzard is that it's available with a petrol engine, but then demand for petrol powered SUV is in the segment is negligible. And another area where the Buzzard lags in the unavailability of 4-wheel drive, but again this is something that a very few SUV buyers care about, right? And coming to the looks wise itself, we can say that Tata Buzzard looks a lot like a Harrier. In fact, when seen front on, it is a complete reflection of the 5-seater version. So the side profile will be changing. It will remind you of its smaller sibling till the rear fenders, after which the company has given the SUV's design a different direction due to the extended fenders and the large rear glass and a rise in the roofline itself. Whereas in the Mahindra XUV500, it's in the last leg of its career. A couple of facelifts later, it still looks a bit bold but doesn't have any element of the specialty about its design, as the vehicle has been around for too long. However, it's still a handsome vehicle that might not look as fresh as the Buzzard, but holds its own due to the bold stance and the cheetah-inspired design elements. And coming to the interior, I will explain it clearly. The interior of the Mahindra XUV500 has clearly started showing its age off. The XUV doesn't look as modern as the Buzzard itself, but both outside and also inside, it even misses out on some of the features that the Harrier based 7-seater SUV offer, but it offers an electric sunroof on the top and trim. And as I said itself, the Tata Buzzard will be having very much in the dimension wise bigger than the XUV500. And coming to the conclusion, as can be been seen above, that I have said, the new Tata SUV is a clear winner of our Tata Buzzard versus Mahindra XUV500 comparison. So clearly a better model in more aspects, which is something that should see it And that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please do like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates.